So yesterday or the day before, me and my daughters were having a conversation about a video that we saw on TikTok. And in that video, we saw a woman cutting her daughter's hair off to the root. And when I saw it, I was just like uptight. Like I was really upset because I was just like, how could she do that to her daughter? And like, that's going to just ruin her daughter's self-esteem, so on and so forth, and affect her respect for herself. Whatever. So my daughter was like, well, Mom, like some of the stuff that you and Dad did when y'all was raising us was, on par with what she did in the name of punishment. And so I was just like, what, girl? Bye, get out of here with that mess, because I ain't never do nothing like that. And she was like, no, you ain't do that, but you did other things in the name of punishment. So I was like, I was trying to like justify the reason why I did some of the things that I did, to her as a form of punishment. And I was like, and as I was justifying it, right, she was like, yeah, but this, that, and the third, because she had a rebuttal. So then, like at the end of it, my mind, in my mind's eye, I said, but guess what? Whatever you went through wasn't as bad as what I went through when I was a kid, right? Again, justifying, trying to just make sure that like I had a defense for the attack that I felt. But she wasn't attacking me, and I didn't need to defend myself because she was simply just telling me what her experience was of her growing up under me and her father and our choices of punishment. And I didn't need to defend myself, but because I felt like I was misunderstood, I wanted to be understood. And yeah, so I was like, I didn't give. So as that was happening, right, I started to think, oh my God, like I did to that woman what my daughter did to me, right? And I was just like, that's crazy. What I'm saying, didn't give that woman an opportunity to, have made a mistake and to have learned from it. Because to be honest with you, I would never do to my kids today what I was doing to them then, because now I believe differently. I've learned differently. And as a result, the way I see punishment, I've learned how to do it without having to use physical means or whatever to punish them, or excessive amounts of restrictions from things. So now we do it different, right? Because I know different, because I've learned stuff, right? So I stood in judgment of that woman, and she probably just doesn't know anything different. Like she probably was raised like that or whatever it is, so on and so forth. And you only do what it is that you have the knowledge to do, right? And so I said all that to say, the Bible says, judge not lest ye be judged, measured by the same meat, right? So try to not be judging people based off of their lack of knowledge, because that's all it is. It's just that they don't know what you know today, but at some point they might, or they may never, whatever it is. We don't need to be judging unless you want to be judged that same way. Okay. And what I also learned is that you're only as far from a thing as you are close to it. So you just right there. That's where that saying comes in, there go I, but for the grace of God. Like we're only as far from a thing as we are close to it. So while you standing in judgment, you probably have gone in and done that very thing, just in a different way. So we just need to give each other grace. We need to be able to see each other in our state. And if you can assist that person in an humble way, not in a judging way, then you should do that. But if you are standing in judgment of a person because you know better than they do now, that is not going to win their heart. With love and kindness have I drawn thee. And you can't draw anybody if you are standing in judgment of them. So I just wanted to give that little bit of a lesson that I had to learn to you guys. And I hope that it settles on the right ears, although I know it will. Y'all have a blessed day.